You have selected Shuffle.
Welcome to the ShufflePod. I'm Woody.
Hey, I am George.
And I'm DJ here with a very noisy cat. I
Oh,
apologize.
Mr. B's down there?
Yeah, he's on the steps playing with toys right above my head.
He's running shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Could you
It's his house.
could you politely ask him? Could you possibly politely ask him to go upstairs?
Hey, Mr. B, will you please go upstairs? Yeah. It worked just as good as I would have expected.
A cat. The guy noticed on Bookface, the cat was dressed up a little bit.
Yeah, my mom, who hates him, well, she says she hates cats, bought him a Santa hat, and then she sent me a text message and said, hey, when you get time, can you put that hat on your cat and send me a picture?
Aren't parents the best? Like my dad absolutely loves our dog Jovi, just goes nuts over her, and Jovi's like the worst behaved dog we have. It's ridiculous.
I think that's what they like. I think they're like, finally, you're getting some of the shit that you gave me when I was
Could
you know.
be.
Well, no, Jovi's never signed me up for free unlimited gay porn
Yet.
like I did my dad
Yet.
and stuff. Jovi's doesn't know my email address.
Right.
I won't give it to her.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Guys,
I gave the dog my my Visa number, and she ordered some stuff on Amazon.
get them a bark box. Do you hear about those now?
Smart move,
Yeah, how like, yeah, how like, people have those boxes that you can order. Every month they'll send you something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a T-shirt and like a collectible. Yeah, they have those for dogs now.
Ugh.
Where every month
Yeah.
you get a box and it's got a bunch of dog toys in it and it's suited to your dog. Like their allergies and I'm like, what?
No, it's actually supposed to be pretty cool, and they could be a potential sponsor, so I don't want to bash BarkBox. I would like to try out the BarkBox sometime.
Oh, boy.
Unreal.
I don't know. I just, like, for a toy for my dog, I had a bunch of rope. I just tied a bunch of knots in it and threw it to him, and he loved it.
Yeah, dogs
Yeah.
aren't real
Yep.
picky.
No, not like cats. I keep expecting... You see, like, DJ's picture, and you can see the tilt of the stairway right above his head. I keep picturing, like, a little black cat paw coming and just grabbing his face.
Just like,
Yanking. Right.
Hell yeah.
sorry, that's kind of visual.
Guys, I'm telling you, I have been hungry for the last 3 weeks. This diabetes is not cool.
Woody has
just-
the bitis.
Yep.
Diabetes supplies and tested supplies. Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, my wife's been trying to. She's been doing really good with this. She trying to like make me lunches that I can actually eat, And she'll take like pickle spears and wrap them in lunch meat, and I'll have like 4 of those as opposed to like a sandwich because I can't have any kind of carbs or anything like that. I mean, it tastes pretty good, but man, I just want a sandwich.
I mean, a
You
good,
just
thick sandwich.
Yeah,
Big old
on a
Italian
big
bread.
fucking baguette.
like a ciabatta
Tight baguette you just have to rip through, and it just fills you up so carbily delicious.
yes,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
Now you're just diet controlled right now, right?
no, they got me on the medication now.
The pills or the insulin?
The pills. If it's the shots, it's almost impossible to drive truck and be on insulin shots. You can be, but you've got to be monitored by, like, constantly monitored by all these different doctors and stuff like that. Because I guess the actual insulin itself, it has too much of a potential to drop your blood sugar too low to where you can pass out. So
Right.
I think you should go
So, yeah,
see
it's,
like a black market doctor, get the insulin shots under the table, and just not tell anybody.
I think DJ and I could probably make the insulin for you because it's just
know
sugar
I
and
could.
water, right?
no, it's not sugar and
Why
water.
don't you talk to DJ?
Well, our
Just talk to
recipe is.
DJ.
Our recipe is sugar and water.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep the calories down, so I'm gonna go with a little like a sweet and low packet and some
okay.
bottled water.
Yeah.
We'll shake it up and we'll just inject it into your neck.
Mainline.
Speaking of injections, yesterday I was delivering to this Acme store, delivering milk to them, and I look over and they had this thing. It was injectable butter. And I'm like,
What?
yeah, I guess it's for like turkeys and things like that. But like the first thing I thought of was like a crackhead or like a heroin addict, but like a diabetic one that's just like, God, I need the butter. I just need the butter.
I got a little something funny to say here about Woody.
Just give me the butter. I'll suck your dick for a stick.
Woody, it was probably about what, a day or two before your test when you found out you have diabetes. You went to McDonald's.
No, it was the day after. It was the next morning after I was going to work. And I called DJ on my way into work, and I wanted to get a cup of coffee, and the gas station was closed. So I was like, okay, I'll just run through McDonald's. And I'm talking to DJ while I'm ordering my coffee.
Well, I shit you not. He really said this.
And I go, because I wanted ice in my coffee, you know, and I go, yeah, let me get a large black coffee. I go, could you put some ice cream in that? And I meant ice, like ice cubes, but I said ice cream.
It was his fucking.
He's like,
he's an addict.
No wonder you're fucking diabetic. You know?
Or just put a scoop of soft serve in there, please.
I'm telling you,
Ice
that
cream
is
in
what he
coffee
ordered.
actually sounds delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think it's bullshit that he said, "Oh yeah, I meant ice cubes. Put ice cubes." I think he forgot he was on the phone with me, ordered the coffee normal, and then realized, "Oh Jesus, this sounds terrible." Ice cubes.
Yeah, conversation. He's like, I don't know why I'm diabetic. Hold on one sec. Hang tight. Hey, let me get some coffee with just a one of them baseball helmets full of ice cream.
Some Rocky Road.
It's like 3:30 in the morning at this point.
Yeah, a little Freudian slip, I guess.
So have you been feeling better and stuff since you started this?
Yeah. Like, this is crazy, but I don't have to pee nearly as much as I used to. Like, it was every time I stopped somewhere, I had to pee. And it was like, I had to pee now. It wasn't, you know, I could wait a couple minutes.
So you're not wearing the diaper anymore?
No, you know what? Like, one of the side effects of that medication that I'm on is called metformin, is diarrhea. Like, it gives you really horrible diarrhea.
Which is a great condition to have while driving a semi.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And my wife and my mom were talking about it, I guess, and my mom told my wife, well, we can get him some of those, you know, like adult diapers.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, no fucking way am I ever going to wear an adult
You'll
diaper.
be wearing them sooner than later.
No,
I was going to say, don't sell yourself short. I mean, it's only a matter of time till you get like a wound that's really bad, then you're going to have to wear a diaper. I don't know how that correlates. I don't know. Sound like a diabetic foot wound.
Sounded medical.
Yeah, you get a diabetic foot wound, now you're wearing a diaper. You know?
George has his glasses on today, so everything he says carries more weight.
Yes, that's true.
Well, that is true.
Professor George.
I'll tell you, my mom follows, or, you know, for the most part, follows a diabetic diet. And it seems to work for her pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, she does a lot of the, like, if she's doing, like, the carbs and stuff, she'll do, like, granola, just, like, whole grains and stuff like that, instead of the enriched flour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things
her.
they told me was whole grain bread and stuff like that. That gets old, man. That bread just doesn't taste like white bread.
Well, I think
You know what is probably going to get old? Pickle wrapped in ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably going to get old. I would probably eat, like, a multi-grain sandwich or something.
No, well, that's still carbs, you know? I mean, it's better for you, but it's not good for you.
Yeah.
You know? That's the problem. I just can't have the carbs. So, but I was going through my my new insurance, my new medical insurance, and, like, there's certain things that, like, you get for free, like birth control and things like that you can,
I don't
you know,
even need
sign
to
up
pull out now.
You can get for free. And one of them was, like, diaphragms, and I'm like, do people even still use diaphragms? And honest to God, there was a list of diaphragms, and the bottom one was called the wide seal. I'm like,
wow.
What woman would...
That's for the woman that's got one of them big dick dudes.
I got a question.
so.
I got a question. And
This is the magnum of diaphragms.
This is going to be very evident that it's three guys doing a podcast. Can one of you explain to me what a diaphragm does? I have no idea.
Do you want to
It's
take
like
this, Woody, or you want me to?
I got it. It's like it looks like,
of
you know,
us
you ever
know.
see those Popeye things that you, like, that the kids have, that they, like, flip inside out and they sit on the table and they pop back up?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bigger one of, like, those, And it's like a dam.
And they bounce
It's like
really high.
It's like a cum dam. The women inserts it into herself, and it stops the...
Yeah, but how do they take it out? Like, when they take it out, doesn't it...
I know exactly how they do this. What they do is they pinch their nose, and they hold their breath, and they...
and just shoot it out.
And it just pops right out.
Yeah, because everybody knows that the nose and the vagina are connected.
I learned that in 4th grade sex ed.
No, really, how do they get it out?
I
Because
believe
if it
they
catches
honestly.
it when you...
I believe they just pull.
Yeah,
you reach in and you just. I think you pinch it shut with your fingers.
Oh, that's...
Be careful not to spill a drop.
That seems secure.
Well, by the time...
Yeah, especially if you're shaky.
Pinch and pray instead of the old pull and pray.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know.
Huh.
But it worked for a lot of years for women, I guess. So.
Well, I guess it's better than nothing.
Well,
it prevents a lot, but, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems...
Well, so's the pull-out method.
Right,
Am I
it's the
I mean,
same
that
thing,
was
right? I mean...
70% of the time, it works every time.
That's 50%.
Yep.
It's
either gonna work or
50-50.
it's not. Yep.
All these, that's
It's all
right.
50-50.
Oh, man. So...
Yeah, that, wow.
Yeah, the wide seal. Could you imagine a girl going to the... I don't know. What do you get from the pharmacy? You know?
Ambiance?
No, I think the pharmacy is where you get them from.
I don't know.
Probably, I'd say so.
You know,
It sounds pretty medical.
You know, it's like, yeah, I have a prescription for one of these, and I think I'm going to go with the wide seal. You know?
Yes, I believe that my opening is a lot bigger than the normal ladies.
Right. I was kind of wavering between the petite pocket and the wide seal.
Wow.
My man is a big shooter, so I need the cup. Just give me the 8-ounce Dixie cup diaphragm.
Give me the one that looks like a catcher's mitt. Just...
Oh.
That's the greatest.
Oh, boy.
All right, we're going from that to this. Who's got their
Yeah,
Christmas tree up?
You know what? Normally I would have had it up last week, but not yet. We're putting it up today.
It's because he's got diabetes.
Yeah.
I picked up on that one. Couldn't put the Christmas tree up because I got diabetes.
I ate all the candy canes.
Yeah.
George, you got yours up?
I ate all the popcorn off the tree. I think it's going up possibly tonight. I know I have light duty. I got to put the lights up.
So out of the
Oh, we
one
went
that least loves Christmas, mine's up and you guys don't have it. You guys aren't up.
Well, it's up because your wife loves Christmas.
I did it myself at 6 a.m. today.
And Jesus.
But if you were not married, would it be up? Then your wife
No, he
did
wouldn't have a tree at all.
Yeah, I would. I'd have it up for the kids.
You'd have a picture of one on the wall or something.
No, I always had one. I only keep it up 2 weeks because I hate doing it.
Why you hate Christmas so much?
I don't hate
man?
Christmas. I hate decorating. I don't even hate the decorating. I hate taking it down and getting it all back to normal. So
He hates Jesus.
Yep, that's what it is. My Christmas tree is actually his old Christmas tree.
Yeah.
He used to have this gigantic... I mean, this thing's beautiful. It's all pre-lit. It's huge. And he's just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I'm like, I'll take it.
Big.
It was like a $300 Christmas tree.
It was way too big, though. It was a nightmare.
It's so easy. It's like 4 sections you put together and then you plug them in.
George,
and
it
that's
is in 3 or 4 Rubbermaid totes that you could easily put a body in.
It's in 2.
No,
No, 3.
3.
It's in 3.
It's 3 gigantic coffin-size Rubbermaid totes.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it's easy to put up because it's like, those are one section. You
Yeah,
know? Like, you
but it's
just
real
set it
easy to
down.
store, too.
Well, I have a big basement. It's not a big deal.
Ah, it's such a nightmare.
It's nice.
Nightmare.
I like it.
Well, I'm glad somebody likes it.
But are you putting up lights, George? Like
Yeah, I always
outside?
do.
Yeah, I
lights?
do every year. Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah, I'm like Clark Griswold, man.
Yeah, George always has them outside.
I love Christmas lights, but man, I am afraid of heights anymore. I don't want to get up on the roof. I don't want to get up on ladders.
Oh no, I'm fucking terrified of heights. I'm not gonna lie to you. And my right ass cheek is gonna be sore because evidently the last time I went up a ladder, I must only step with my right foot, my right leg, and my right ass cheek honestly felt like it felt like, Mr. Cat Business Cat just beat me and unmercifully. So
That must be your standing leg.
It is. That's my standing leg, and like Woody, I'm probably also diabetic, and so I have a little bit of extra weight that I carry around, and it's like squatting.
I don't notice.
Squats.
You hide it well.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Juicy. Jamie bought me the underwear that say "juicy"
Oh, that's hot.
on the back.
That is hot. So what are we getting into today, George? What is this you have us?
Oh boy. Well,
Story
I was just
time
thinking
with
about this.
George.
Sheep and lamb.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified of the title of this because I know somewhere the diaphragm's going in, but we're talking about Elisa Lam, the disappearance of her. And I'm like, I don't know how, because usually we'll, like Datlov's Pass and Never Shake a Russian was the last one. This one, I'm trying to think of something else to talk about before we get into the topic so that we can be like, the disappearance of Elisa Lam and
And the wide seal.
NAFTA.
NAFTA.
Yeah, now it's going to be the big diaphragm. But it's it, cat's out of the bag. We're talking about that disappearance of Elisa Lam. She was born April 30th, 1991, and died February of 2013. They're not exactly sure what day that she died, or even how she died.
When you told me this topic, I just did a quick Google, and I remember this story.
Yeah, I remember
it
the
happening.
story pretty well, but I have no facts, because they didn't know anything.
Well, that's the crazy thing is there's not a ton of facts in this because there's like certain little things that you could possibly look at, but there is like no deadpan reason or anything as to how or why this happened. It's actually the thing that kind of makes it a good topic is it's shrouded in mystery. The thing that makes it a bad topic is at the end of it, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag again. There's no closure to it, which is just crazy. But yeah, let's just kind of jump into this a little bit, and you guys fire off questions as you feel. Elisa Lam was born in British Vancouver, Columbia. She was a student at the College of British Columbia, and the interest in her disappearance started while she was in Los Angeles, California. She was staying at the Cecil Hotel. And the Cecil Hotel, for anybody that doesn't know, is more of a budget hotel, but it's freaking huge. It has over 600 guest rooms in it.
Wow.
And it was actually erected in 1927. And the thing is with this,
I'm erected now.
Damn it, I was just going to say.
I know you are. I know you are, guys, because we're talking about murder. And
Murder most foul.
Was
the
it
thing
murder,
with the
though?
Cecil is, well, I don't know. That's the thing. You guys are going to have to formulate your own opinion on this. The crazy thing about the Cecil is it's located right now, like in the Skid Row district, just outside of the Skid Row district of Los Angeles. But it had not always been the absolute budget hotel that it once was. It's just with the times it's become that, and there's like a ton of like suicides that have been tied to the Cecil. People jumping out of windows and shit like that. But most notably, some of the notable guests past guests have been Elizabeth Short, who was a victim of the Black Dahlia murder, and serial killers.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah, the Black Dahlia. That's actually one of the other topics I'm going to do sometime, which it's pretty fascinating too. And Jack Littenberger, I don't know. He's not a serial killer that I knew of, but Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was known to stay at the Cecil, and he would, possibly at the time do his murders, come back and shoot drugs, while he was at the Cecil still. But it's kind of crazy since there's already this like pre-existing aura of mystery that's shrouded, in this this hotel. That's what makes this story,
So, are you trying to say that like there's been a lot of deaths at that hotel, or just like okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of suicides and murders and stuff like that in the hotel since its inception in 1927. What people can track is Elisa Lam had immigrant parents, and
immigrant from Canada?
Yes.
Because she was born in Canada.
Yeah, she's Chinese. Her parents were Cantonese and immigrated to America. So she had a very strict upbringing, from what I gather, and when she had a history of mental illness, she went on this West Coast kind of sabbatical, okay, in between being at school, and she had...
Which you do.
Yeah.
I don't remember my West Coast sabbatical.
Yeah, well, and the thing is what kind of makes me like, all right, I you know what, I'll leave that out for a second, and we'll get into it. She had a history of mental illness, okay? She was bipolar. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression.
Okay.
Long story short, she says in one of her journals, because she started blogging in 2010, and she used it as a way to heal and stuff. And you could see through her blogs, I guess, that, you know, she had made progress, and she was really into fashion and models. And at one point during the blog, one of the latter entries, it says that she relapsed, you know, basically with her mental health. So she relapses from, you know, her healthy state,
right,
okay, and starts having issues again. Well, she goes out on this West Coast trip, okay, and she arrives in Los Angeles, California in late January of 2013. After 2 days of being in Los Angeles, and on January 26th, she goes and checks in at the Cecil Hotel, okay? And this is where stuff starts getting weird. She spends 2 nights in the Cecil Hotel with a roommate, okay? She was assigned a shared room, which I thought, which I thought was kind of weird that they assign shared rooms with strangers, especially if it's like some drug-addled hotel. I don't understand that.
Sounds more like a hostel than a hotel, you know?
Well, it seems to me that it had more of like a boarding house type
right
feel to it, where, yeah, we've got 600 rooms, but we're going to put 2 and 3 guests in them just to, you know, make more money. And, oh, by the way, the person, you probably don't know them, and there's a chance that they're like a heroin addict or something.
Right.
I don't... But evidently, she spends 2 nights in a shared room and was moved because her roommate that she was sharing the room with complained of odd behavior, and she was just overall basically off her rocker at that time. So she was moved to a single room, all right, to accommodate that kind of thing. And that was after 2 days. Where this story gets kind of interesting is every day that she was away on this West Coast tour, this West Coast trip, she would contact her parents, okay? And once a couple days had passed that she had not contacted, her parents contacted the Los Angeles Police Department, who casually looked into this a little bit. And in the course of looking into it, this is where you guys probably come up with remembering this. They released a elevator video.
Horrifying.
Yes.
Okay. Well, to me, the elevator video, and I've watched it a bunch of times, was one of the most horrifying,
disturbing. Yeah, definitely.
It was almost like as if, like, to me, I've always thought that if Alfred Hitchcock had wrote a movie about an elevator, that's the movie he would have wrote. Because it's that off-camera horror type stuff. Like, I'll set it up for anybody that hasn't seen the video, and we'll link the video on our Facebook page so that you guys can all look at it. There's a couple different videos on there. There's a heavily edited video that was put out by the news, but there is a long session of the video. So if we post it, we'll post the long video on there.
I think the video that I saw was like she was like peeking around the corner and like cowering down in the corner and. Like,
well, yeah. What happens is
so weird.
she gets on the elevator, and then hits all the buttons, like just starts frantically hitting all the buttons on the elevator. And then she like takes a step back and starts like kind of swaying back and forth and walks quickly to the front of the elevator and kind of peeks around the corner real quick.
Yeah.
Back and forth, then goes back to the back of the elevator, cowers onto the floor, and then pops up again and starts looking out the door again. And this goes on for minutes, okay? There's some controversy with the Cecil's release of the video, okay? And we'll get into that here in a minute. But the thing is she goes from completely panic-stricken looking or terrified to a time she jumps out of the elevator and almost looks like she's playfully, you know how when a kid plays tag or hide and seek and playfully taunts the person that's chasing them? Well, then she gets back in the elevator, and then all of a sudden, she's gone. She's gone. You know, the video stops, and that's the last encounter that anybody has, you know, visually with her. Now, some of the controversy with this elevator footage is they're saying, of course, and I don't know why, I'm not 100% sure if it was the Cecil or if it was the media outlets that started getting this video, but when they released it, the timestamp was blurred out. Okay? Which you would think that it would be relative to have a timestamp.
If it was correct.
Right, pertinent to the investigation.
But that's only if it was correct. So I mean, it's a private hotel.
That's the thing. There's a part on the video during the course of it where a video expert says the video has been slowed down dramatically. Okay? Now, the timestamp is still blurred out, and it's one of the parts where I guess she's just standing in the elevator. They said that duration of time was completely slowed down, all right? And the other thing that they're saying is that there's over a minute of footage that's completely unaccounted for. Now, how they know that, I'm not 100% sure, because the timestamp is completely blurred out through this whole thing.
I'm sure the police department got the unblurred out. That's just what they're releasing to everybody else.
No, evidently the Cecil made the video and released it, like released the tape too. Now they're saying that the minute of footage, now of course this is where the theories start, the minute of footage that's missing shows the assailant going in. So the Cecil to kind of backstep some of the legality that they might be, you know, legally liable for, took that footage out of the person. So because obviously
is like a theory of that like a hotel worker, like a higher up manager that they want to protect kind of thing?
You know what? Possibly. There's not really any like hard hitting 100% theories. They do know that she had alcohol in her system at the time of her death, but she had, when they recovered her body, I should say, okay, she still tested positive for a trace amount of alcohol. She had like a sandy stuff all over her body. She was found nude, but I'll get into that little part of it here in a second, because it's...
This is the part that makes me sick, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Explain where they found her.
How?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. 5 days before she was discovered is when the video was released, okay? So during that 5-day period, the video went viral because it was such an odd scenario. Well, as it goes, flash forward to she was found by a maintenance worker in the water tank, one of the water tanks of the Cecil, okay? Residents of the hotel started complaining about a bitter, sour taste in the water smelling odd. Now, the particular tank that she was found in also fed water to an adjoining coffee shop. Okay? So her nude body was discovered in this water tank. Now, leading up to that point, the police had searched the hotel, and in their description, now they use dogs and stuff, but they didn't have probable cause to search every single room, okay? But they couldn't enter everybody's room at that time because they didn't have probable cause to any foul play, because there was nothing found in the elevator and there's no evidence in the hotel that there was foul play at this time. This was prior to the discovery of her body. After the 5 days after the video was released, when they found her, she was completely nude, and there was no signs of sexual assault. There was no physical damage to her. It appears that she just walked in, climbed in, and drowned. But the thing is, she was found allegedly floating face up instead of face down.
So?
And, well, when you drown, you're usually, if you drown, you drown, face down type thing. Oh, and the gases will hold you there because her body started to decompose. Okay. I don't know. It was some weirdness to it. But, yeah, that's... I
tell you, the video of the elevator, it's crazy. She looks extremely paranoid and freaked out, like she's hiding from somebody. And then, like you say, at the end, she hops out of the elevator like, hey, here I am, kind of almost looking like thing. Like...
But she is, or was... bipolar.
Okay.
So there could have been more to it than that, too. She also could have had something, schizophrenia or something, and thought they were people.
I mean, I've known bipolar people, and they're not, like, schizophrenic. That's two separate things.
No, but there could be multiple things. Something she wasn't diagnosed with, I'm saying. So there could have been something else.
You know what, though? Okay, this is what I think about that. If you're under... Okay, it's easy to be... To not be diagnosed with schizophrenia when you have schizophrenia if you're not talking to doctors. But if she's obviously under some kind of medical care.
That's true.
So, and they know that it's a mental health kind of chemical disorder. I think they would have picked up on the schizophrenia while they were diagnosing the bipolar.
Well, yeah, because they, when she was diagnosed for the bipolar and depression, her family tried to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Because they were, very private. And she would talk about it on her blog a little bit. But it's noted that she took, was prescribed Wellbutrin, Lamisetol, and Seroquel, and Effexor. I've heard of Wellbutrin, I've heard of Seroquel, and I've heard of Effexor.
I've heard of NyQuil.
Lamisetol, I have not heard what it is. But they were all antidepressant and mood-stabilizing medicines, from what I understand.
Okay. Right. That's a whole different
been
subject than schizophrenia, though. Like, you're saying, I have a cut on my leg and... and my ear's bleeding. It's like two different
I don't know, man. I know a woman that was bipolar. She's lived across the street from Jason. And
okay, you can be bipolar and schizophrenic.
Yeah,
yes,
did some crazy
that's
shit.
That's not saying that everybody that's bipolar is schizophrenic.
No,
or,
but looking at this elevator video, it sure looks like she might be.
See, that's...
Yeah, because did you see the part where she actually jumps out in the hallway and looks like she's talking or gesturing to somebody?
Yeah.
My guess is that there is no one there. It's
right. I completely agree with that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why there were no other drugs found in her system, like no psychotropic drugs or anything like that.
Right. Now, see, a video expert watched the video after her disappearance and stuff, and since they found her body, and said definitively it appears that she's on ecstasy or some other mind-altering drug.
I have a question about video experts. Like, how much video do you have to watch to be considered an expert?
Because I've watched more than that.
I've watched a ton myself, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. Those video experts, they're seeing what you're seeing.
And I edit a lot of these shows. You edit a lot of these shows. I wouldn't consider myself an audio expert.
Right.
Yeah. No. You're right. I don't know how
somebody
becomes...
I wouldn't consider you an audio expert either.
Would you like to edit this show?
I think this one's mine to edit.
No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. But the weird thing is like they didn't find her clothes.
Yes, they did.
Oh, did they?
Most of her clothes were found in the tank, floating with her.
Oh, okay. So that makes a difference then.
Well, the problem is these tanks were 4 by 8 feet.
Okay.
And they were on concrete blocks, and the doors were really, really heavy. I mean,
that was my next question. How do you access these tanks? Is it the top? Is it high
Yes.
up on the side
Yep.
and the water doesn't get to that level?
well, the thing is here's the crazy thing, or I guess that's a bad term. Here's the crazy thing is the Los Angeles Police Department had to cut the tank open to get her out because the hole, like at the top, was the access hole was so small they couldn't get their equipment in to recover her body, which had began decomposing at that time.
Right, I'm sure
But
she
they're
was
trying to
swelling
say-
up and getting waterlogged and that.
Right,
probably
right.
could have fit
But
in
they're trying to say you're such a dick.
Oh, I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I'm saying. To
Oh
get to
no,
the
I thought
access
you
hole,
meant
she
on the
probably-
way out. I was like, that is gross. But yeah, they when they did the autopsy. Now here's the other thing. They said that there was no signs of foul play or sexual assault, but they never did a rape kit and they never checked under her nails for any DNA or anything like that. So they never
Really?
swabbed her or anything. Yes, it seems like the whole
Because usually the Los
investigation-
Angeles Police Department are on top of things.
Yeah, they seem to do a lot of good stuff. They handled the whole OJ thing great.
Yeah, right. Right.
It's
Yeah,
like-
they were adding evidence to the OJ case.
Right.
I mean, you know.
I picture him just walking
Yeah,
up
they're-
to this case or walking up to this scene and going like, "Yep, well, that's a wrap,
Found
guys.
her."
Looks like a suicide to me," and just
Yeah.
bagging it up and going home.
Yep. Looks like she went night swimming.
Night swimming in the tank. Seen it 100 times.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It is the video. To me, the video is the biggest thing that is shrouded in mystery.
Like I've heard a lot of people
so-
say that they think that she was possessed. You know, and that's where I thought you
Yeah.
were getting at with like all the deaths in the hotel. That maybe
Yeah, I've heard that too. That was one of the theories that she had been possessed by a ghost, but I don't know.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say
that-
probably not.
Probably, yeah. That's part of my thing. I don't know, man. I heard once you crawl down that rabbit hole, because I started reading articles on this and stuff. There's some weird freaking people out there that like to comment on these things. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't think she was possessed. I believe she had a psychotic episode, and then because if you have people have been known to have strength beyond their normal strength when they're either like having an adrenaline dump, they're angry, or they're on drugs or having a psychotic episode. So maybe she did lift the latch and just jump in. I don't know. I think it's tragic and it's sad. If it's a mental health issue solely, it's sad that it had to come to that. Okay, and the mental health. Don't get me started on that stuff. That the states, each state has screwed up the mental health counseling and stuff by cutting funding and everything else. But anyways, that's for another show that'll be happy because I'll go completely ballistic on. But yeah, I think that the most compelling thing, the part of this whole thing is to actually watch the video, watch it numerous times. One other little fact I want to throw in: her Tumblr blog after her death was still updating.
Really?
And now they said it could have been due to she had a query of updates with scheduled updates.
Yeah, because even
okay.
we, as for this show, like the show that's going to post
Yeah.
today, I posted it last week and set it for a time schedule. So
Yeah. So obviously
Yeah.
her parents have, sued the hotel. So the hotel is probably doing their damage control. So we're probably never going to know. The part of this thing that makes me angry is now, of course, people are profiting off of her disappearance and everything else. They're making movies and
Oh, is there going to be
writing
a movie
books
about it?
and yeah, there's so much. March 2014, there's Brandon and Philip Murphy sold a horror script called The Bringing that uses the investigation into her death as a backstory. It's a lot of people are going to, start to profit off this, I get it. I
think they should make a movie about somebody that was just at the freaking coffee shop and just, ordered a cup of coffee and had human freaking remains taste in it.
Yeah, that's the part that give.
Probably
So-
still be better than Starbucks.
Yeah, no shit. But anyways, that's what I got for you, Woody. Do you have any questions about anything?
Wow, no. I mean, it's just that video. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand the manic and the depressive part, but like, if you have bipolar, do you switch that fast to where you're like super paranoid and you're afraid for your life, and then then you're all of a sudden happy and hey?
I imagine. I mean, I'm nowhere near a mental health expert, but I've witnessed people switch from one thing to another, from anger to cry to laughing, just complete bang, 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 bang in literally a 2-minute span.
Oh, wow.
See,
I guess the only experience I had with bipolar was a buddy of mine, and he would be like, one day he would be manic and just, wah, and then the next day it could be, depressed, like,
Well, if you're having like an episode, we'll call it an episode, and you're just completely just out of your element. Where have you ever been happy but annoyed at the same time? So you kind of go from just that laughing at something and then pissed off.
That's every time I do a show with you guys.
Okay, well, just think if you had a mental illness, or were on drugs at the time. Yeah, how big that would
definitely.
go.
And if she was taking medication and then drinking on the medication, I'm sure that screws things up too.
Or if she went to a club,
for sure.
And took like the ecstasy or some other drug.
They didn't find any other drugs like that in her system. But did they do the I'm sure they would have had to run tests. I mean, this was a national story.
But here's the thing: if she had been in that for 5 days.
Yeah.
There have been arguments that the toxicology report would have been somewhat insignificant due to the duration of time that certain drugs are in your body.
Introduced into the system.
Exactly.
Right. And
it just
I only freaking pray there's chlorine introduced in that system. Oh my God, those people taking showers in body water and drinking coffee and
yeah, that's the thing. Like if you're in the middle of the night, you get your glass of water, and you have it on your nightstand, you just take a sip, and you're like, God,
Yeah.
It's a little tangy.
To me, yeah, short of Willie Picton, when he ground people up and put them in sausage, that was the one where I was like, bleh, with drinking the water. So we had to do a show on Willie Picton also.
Yeah, the Canadian cook the sausage,
That's true. My sausage tastes like chicken.
Yeah, well,
that's
we're
just
talking
human,
with this. It's not like prepared human remains that were like probably properly cooked. This is like bacteria of decomposition.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I mean, even a 4 foot by 8 foot tall tank, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
But that's also a lot of water that. Man.
Yeah, if you can smell in the water,
that's
like
I think what George was trying to say there
is
it may be a lot of water, but it's not so much water that it'll be diluted to the point where it's unnoticeable.
Exactly.
Right. It's
not like
a tea bag in a teacup.
It's not like
a drop in the ocean.
Did they say she was seeping in there?
Stop it. She was not steeping.
Steeping.
Oh, I said seeping. It's steeping, isn't it?
All right, boys. Well, that's all I have on the subject. And let's just go with the title will have something about steeping in it. But until
I wanted to mention something. Earlier you said about going down the rabbit hole, and it just reminded me of the rabbit hole I fell into lately. And as as I would love to do a show on it. Okay, since I've been on Midnights.
Oh my God, this is all he fucking talks about.
I have a lot of time on my hands at work. A lot of crazy thinking time. A lot of crazy internet time.
And it's not even at work. Like, he gets off of work at like 6:30 in the morning and should be going home, getting the kids for school, and then going to bed. But noon will roll around, and I'll get a message saying, "Hey, check out this video."
I can't sleep.
What are you still awake for?
Ancient civilizations on Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, you crazy bastard.
I have gone over the motherfucking deep end.
Well, let's talk about it.
We can't do a show on it because we talked
it's
about
all
it.
visual.
It's so visual.
Yeah,
I could
it's all
post
these
a couple
pictures
videos or pictures, but like we can't just talk about it for 30, 40 minutes and then like expect people to follow it because you just can't.
Well, because it's not real. So
Right.
I'll send you a couple
damper on it
videos,
right
George.
there.
yeah, I'm going to do a show on unicorns as
I'll
well.
send you a couple videos, my friend.
They found a unicorn
Well, it would
cave
be-
in North Korea.
Now they said unicorns were discovered here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
But wasn't there like a cave and like an inscription on the side of the cave that like unicorns live here or something like
Yeah,
that?
something
Like,
like
that was their proof?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and actually they say that unicorns ran the American plains. They've since switched their name to buffalo, so that's why they said the white man wiped out the buffalo. They mean unicorns, but all right, guys, that's it for today for me. Anybody else have anything before we head on out?
Nah,
I think that's about it.
It appears the 16th.
Yes.
Just as a FYI, a reminder, that's our live show with the hosts with Conspiring to Argue.
That's going to be fun.
Hey, what do you guys think about a ShufflePod Secret Santa gift giving thing? Like maybe a $20 limit or a $10 limit?
There's only 3 of us.
And
Right.
that's the thing. And why don't you two just exchange gifts and I'll be the odd guy out?
No,
that's
we
what
can
we
we
would
Just
can
like I
do-
normally am.
You can switch it up between the 3 of us. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
No, I don't. You'll get him a gift. He'll get you a gift, and then I'll get whatever you guys got last year that you didn't like a coaster set or something. And
I need a reason to give that other diamond for the my best friend, true lover. Diamond,
that stupid ring.
Yeah, that's that ring. With
well, you already let the cat out of the bag. That DJ's getting that, so I can get possibly the bow that came with the ring, or something, and that's cool, and maybe a coffee mug or something.
All right.
We could probably do something like that. Whose idea was it, Woody?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wood. It's not mine. I'm I barely celebrate Christmas, so I wouldn't think of that.
Well, it would be like, what? He buys me something, you buy him something, I buy you something.
Yeah.
Kind of like a
hard is
continuous human centipede of gifts.
Yeah, and I'll be the ass just catching the gifts at the end. So.
That was
And
an
it's
idea.
Woody with Woody eating all that salad. I'd be.
Oh, yeah. I don't
just
want to be
nothing
behind Woody.
but lettuce and onion chunks, pickle spears, half-eaten pickle
Half-eaten
spears.
pickle spears just shooting out with ham.
Oh, it's so gross. No, yeah, we'll talk
Merry
about
Christmas.
that. We'll talk about that, and
And by talking about that, it'll be no.
yeah, I don't want to crush you on the air, but I don't buy gifts for people. All right, so no, it's good stuff. All right, guys, until next
All
week.
right.
All right,
Have a
hey,
great
if you guys
one.
want to find us, go to our website, theshufflepod.com. From there, Twitter, Facebook. You can also support the show. There's a button on there that says support the show. It'll take you right
much
to
does
our
that
Patreon
cost?
page. As little as $0.25 a show.
Holy
Get out.
shit!
$1 a month. And
Get the
you're helping
fuck
support the
out.
show. And you get in the running for drawings, and
You
you
liar.
actually get to dictate on shows we do, and get to get your voice heard.
That's a hell of a deal.
It is.
Nice.
All right, boys.
I like it. All right, my man. Take care, guys.